To me, the slogan of the Occupy Wall Street movement should be, keep it smart, keep it nonviolent, and keep it growing. When it comes to social justice movements, it is very easy to deride them. It is very easy to mock them. It is very easy to underestimate them. Unless they demonstrate exactly the issues that I'm talking about here today, we are not so easy to mock. We are smart. And we are not so easy to make fun of. We are nonviolent, and we are not so easy to dismiss. We are growing. When a large group of Americans rises up en masse and says to institutionalize, legalize, and legitimize forces of economic and financial injustice, government supported in far too many cases, when a large group of Americans rises up en masse and says to that, enough is enough, this is what we understand. That's democracy. And whereas somebody might say to us, well, we understand economics, do you? We understand politics, do you? We say to them, we understand democracy, do you? Because maybe you don't understand it as well as perhaps you should. Because when you have one major political party of the United States looking at all of this suffering behind those statistics and saying, well, it's really sad, you know, about all that suffering, but, you know, it's not the government's job to ameliorate it. Maybe somebody could have a fundraiser and start a nonprofit and try to get rid of some little dent of that suffering. And when you have your other major political party saying, oh, we do care about that suffering, we feel it, and we will do what we can on the periphery to ameliorate some of that suffering, but we will not challenge the underlying forces that make all that suffering inevitable. The people have to take it from there. We have 12,000 households with the same money as the bottom 20 million. That is not only an immoral level of economic inequality, it is an unsustainable level of inequality. Capitalism itself is morally and ethically neutral. This is not about capitalism per se. A fruit stand where someone sells their fruit and someone gives them $1. That is capitalism. The point is that in the last 3 and 4 decades in the United States, American capitalism has lost its ethical center. Okay, Mr. Corporation, maybe within your business, making money your bottom line might be appropriate, but the United States of America is not a business. And our children's health and welfare matters more to us than money. In order for a movement like this, which is now in its infancy, to be truly taken care of and to truly fostered and nurtured so that it might become the huge force of social change that we wish for it to be. We need to be as self-disciplined emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically as we must be self-disciplined intellectually. Internal transformation is as important as the external transformation. Martin Luther King said we need a quantitative shift in our circumstances and we need a qualitative shift in our souls. Once again, the importance of nonviolence. It's extremely important that this be seen as a safe and loving place. Why? Because otherwise people will not feel safe to bring their children in strollers. We need every American who realizes that they are being unjustly oppressed by economic and social policies in the United States to feel that this is their movement, whether they're Democrats or Republicans or Libertarians or haven't even looked into politics. Let us be loving. And when we are tempted to crappiness, there might even be time for you to walk around the block once or twice and come back and be loving. Prepare your vessel. Prepare your emotions. Do not be self-indulgent intellectually, emotionally, or psychologically. In New York City, it will soon become cold. And as it gets cold in New York, the numbers, it is reasonable to assume, will begin thinning. You and I have an important job to take up any slack in the force field so that if the cold weather in any way makes for a thinning of the numbers in New York, L.A. will take it from there. Don't just be here today. Come back next week. And when you come back tomorrow, or the next day, or next week, bring a friend. And anytime you hear a friend say, well, there really should be more this or that, say, oh, you really think so? I'm picking you up. We're going down there. We will do this together.